Stu and Dave Do America presents Mom Donnie versus Mandarin.
你好，我的名字是梅尔佐拉曼达尼，我不知道中文，可是我想试一下。纽约市政府将免费送出2000多张百老汇演出门票，请于8月17日之前访问以下网站。了解如何参加抽签，您还可以免费获得 the Theater Development Fund.
Oh, Theater Development Fund. There you go.
2个月的会员资格，享受百老汇。
First of all, I guess there's no words in Mandarin for Theater Development Fund. That's the only thing he said in English there.
Yeah. I noticed that, yes. First John Cena, now this. It's a real shame. Plus, somebody should tell him the Chinese aren't even that communist anymore. He's really aiming for the wrong thing here, but I can't wait until that exact video is on screens in Times Square as we're all shackled to each other.
It's coming soon. I will say, with Mom Donnie, it's interesting because normally I'm very, I don't want a Chinese Communist Party takeover of the country. But if I had to choose between them taking over and what he actually believes taking over, frankly, I'd choose the Chinese.
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt about it.
It's not even close.
Somehow there'd be less murder with a Chinese dictator than what he wants.
No kidding. I will also put this up, and this might be offensive and a bit controversial, Dave. And I know you don't like to do anything that's offensive or controversial. I know you're very uncomfortable when we get into this territory.
Amen.
But frankly, it's just not a great sounding language. I know over 1 billion people speak it. There are beautiful languages all over the world. Some of them are fantastic. The Chinese one, I just think it kind of sucks. And I know that that might get people angry in certain regions of the world. There's nothing wrong with you if you happen to speak Chinese. I'm sure you're a wonderful person. But frankly, it's just not a great one. It's just a little bit of a miss. I think they should rework it after the past few thousand years.
Yes. Well, my familiarity with it would be Chinese restaurants. So, like, if you hear somebody, like a woman speaking in Spanish, it can sound like a beautiful dialect. Or if somebody speaks Italian, it can as well. Whenever Chinese speak Chinese with each other, it sounds like they're just angry and shaming each other every time you hear it in a restaurant. It's just like, and you're like, I don't like this at all. I feel like somebody did something wrong, but they might just be saying, bring more wonton soup. I don't know, because I would never take the time to learn that language and ridiculous alphabet, unless, of course, they take over and I'm forced to.
Well, this is why I like doing the show with you, Dave, because I can come out and say something that's, pretty potentially offensive to people, and then you impersonate the language and do something much more offensive. So now everyone's going to be talking about you.
I did it in my voice, though. I should be clear. I did not do a Chinese voice.
That's true.
So there you go.
There you go. So, yeah, because that's never a good idea. I will say I recently watched Karate Kid Part 2. Now again,
who hasn't? Why wouldn't you rewatch Part 2?
It was, I think the Rewatchables podcast did it, which reminded me, I remembered the movie and as a kid, and I was like, I should watch that again because of Sato, who is like the angry Miyagi opponent in the movie. And
yes,
and like it's like this voice that you just want to do an impersonation of, but no, you should not.
No,
definitely should not. But you could do it in your car by yourself.
I like Karate Kid 3, where he turns bad for some reason. That's the best one, where Ralph Macchio becomes the bad guy.
Yeah, I remember that one a little bit less, but I remember being really I do remember them getting progressively worse through the series. And I remember
the fourth one's just some chick.
Oh, really? Yeah. And then didn't they go to like Will Smith's kid eventually or something?
That was the Jackie Chan remake that nobody liked. I didn't. Maybe I shouldn't speak for everyone. I'm sure there's a lot of Willow Smith fans watching our show right now.
Yeah, huge. We're big in the Willow world. I will say, I don't know what's worse. Me rewatching Karate Kid 2 or you watching once the Willow Smith version of Karate Kid. I feel like you might lose that battle.
I might, yeah. I'll give you that. Yeah. Karate Kid 2 is more acceptable.
Which is really sad. Okay, let's do our story for today. It's tattoo taboos in politics. Welcome to the appropriately named Stu and Dave Do America. I'm Stu Burguiere, along with Dave Landau.
Ahoy, we meet again.
We do. Dave Landau all over the country. Tons of dates coming up. Several that appear to be just vacations for him that he's throwing a date in on. I don't know what the tax consequences of that are, Dave, but good luck to you. Tell us where you're going.
I don't know what you're talking about. August 26th, Honolulu, Hawaii. I'll be at Blue Note. And September 3 through 5, I'll actually be there. I got to change that. Key West, Florida, Key West Comedy Club. Then Denver, Colorado, Salt Lake City, guys, come out September 25, 26th, and then the Village, Cherry Hill Village Theater, Canton, Michigan, October 23rd. What about you?
That's, by the way, DaveLandau.com. Dave, could you just give us those dates in Mandarin real quick so that our audience will know?
Yes. Let me grab the. Let me do like John Cena with a gun pointed at him.
I am going to be, thank you, Dave. I appreciate you mentioning PredictableShow.com. We're going to be there tonight, live streaming the election results. We have primaries, the big one in Florida. We have also Wyoming and Alaska. But Florida has lots of big races, tons and tons of stuff going on there. So join us at PredictableShow.com for all those results. And of course, BlazeTV.com is a great place to go to join not only us, but all of our wonderful hosts here on Blaze TV, BlazeTV.com/Stu and Dave. The code is Stu and Dave. Dave, I want to talk to you about Nancy Mace a little bit. Now, if you don't know who Nancy Mace is, she's a sort of very online congresswoman, I would say. Somewhat well known on TV a lot. It's funny working in this, business for, decades now. I'm always amazed at how many congressmen and sometimes even senators that I've never heard their name before. Like, he's been serving for 42 years. You're like, really? I've literally never heard of this guy before. That happens a lot. Nancy Mace is on the other side of that, right? She's very much, people are aware of her and her takes. And now they are aware of her tats. Dave,
yes. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Yes, she's got new tattoos all over herself. Representative Nancy Mace reveals heavily tattooed arms after saying she got 9 inkings to experience, quote, pain I need to feel. And I got to say, Dave, we could talk about how these things look. And we can talk about how it's an interesting thing. But when you say something like, I need to feel pain or I deserve to feel pain, there are just warning sign alarms going off all over the place for me.
Yes, that's something I expect to hear from a cashier at Hot Topic, not a congresswoman. Also, pain I need to feel sounds like a 9 Inch Nails song or like a Clive Barker movie. It doesn't sound like a reason you get tattoos. I have tattoos. They're hidden. I mean, I suppose they are emotional pain due to who I got them for, which is also why they're hidden. But, well, I mean, they're like on my arms,
Okay, good. I was going to ask, yes.
Yeah, no, I don't mean they're on my lower back like a 39-year-old grandmother.
I don't know. Dave with a tramp stamp is something that someone will AI at some point today. That's happening.
Oh, I'm sure, because you've said that. I discussed my friend who had, I shouldn't say friend, an acquaintance who had a tramp stamp on a show that said end racism. And he came over on his motorcycle. This was maybe 2000. And he showed me, and half my friends there were black, half were white, and he showed us his end racism tattoo. And if you ever want to see black people laugh harder than a Def Jam comedy special, show them your almost a tramp stamp end racism lower back tattoo. That
must have gone over really well.
Oh, yeah. He ended up getting it removed. And we kept saying, so you're for racism now? But yeah, it was so close to his lower back. It was amazing. And to just have people be like, what? Like, oh, it was really breathtaking. I wish there was more of that in the world today.
The only thing I can think of that's worse than that is the fact that every NFL field has a tramp stamp of end racism on it currently. That is actually a thing still going on.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Because there's so much racism on those fields. No nobody of color gets a shot.
No, it's true. I mean, the fact that African Americans are 12% of our population and only make up 75% of the NFL is definitely a sign of racism. I don't know which way that racism goes, because I think we're supposed to say results are the thing that proves racism. It's certainly not merit, right? It couldn't possibly be that they're just better at the sport, right?
Yes. Well, I watched 42 with my son last night, the baseball movie about Jackie Robinson. And boy, I forgot that there were more N-words in that than a Jay-Z album. But watching it, though, it was good to watch it with him. But yeah, it is an interesting thing, because you look at it's the late 1940s, and once he hits about that third home run, all the white people are going, I think I'll play on this team. I think there's a good chance we win.
It turns around that fast. It goes
quick.
Let me show you some of Nancy Mace's tattoos. These are pictures, by the way, she has posted. Oh, she looks lovely. She looks like she's on vacation there, enjoying the fact that she's maybe doesn't have as much to do, as she did not win her South Carolina primary for governor. She's now going on TV. Now, again, everyone... Look, one of the things they tell you pretty early on in the TV world, now this is mainly to guys, but no one needs to see your arms. Like, that is a kind of a standard thing they tell you on television. I occasionally will wear short sleeve shirts, but generally speaking, they're like, typically wear longer sleeve shirts. You'd say that's a very common thing for a congresswoman to do on television. I mean, I'm not looking for a Mom Donnie style regime to come in so that she wouldn't be able to do that. But if she wanted to not have people focus on her tattoos, it would be very easy for her to do that, right? She's doing this on purpose and posting these tattoo pictures and talking about them constantly on purpose because she wants to tell this story, I guess, right, Dave?
That's my guess. I mean, if you want your congresswoman to look like Janine Garofalo, then you are in luck. Now, and nothing against Janine, but that is something that she would wear on stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Now, I am curious as to what's causing this, right? Because getting one tattoo is a thing that, tons of people do. Getting 9 at one time while you're in Congress, right after you lost an election, you wonder, I mean, she's had a tough history, Dave. I mean, listen to this quote. This is the headline of a Politico piece that just came out about her. Quote, "I don't know that I'll ever be okay with myself." This is really reading to me as a cry for help, frankly. I don't know what's going on. Well, she's had a difficult life, I know.
Yeah, that's something I say to myself quite often. I think really what it is that now any kind of popularity or being running for a political seat is really just a springboard into OnlyFans. Right. So she's letting people know that's where she's going to be right after this is done.
It does seem like that is. It's not out of the realm of possibility, though. I don't know. She says this, by the way, in the story. She got her tattoos not just to quote feel the pain I need to feel, but to reclaim her body and her identity. One of her tattoos is the first sentence of one of Virginia Woolf's most noted novels. Miss Dalloway said she would buy the flowers herself, which I believe is also a Miley Cyrus song. Woolf thought that she was going mad, couldn't bear it, and walked into a river with the pockets filled with stones. Okay. That doesn't, again, sound like things are going well.
No, and I don't know, I kind of want I don't know, if you want a conservative congresswoman, don't you want her to still be a little bit conservative or at least look that way? Not to say that she can't get 9 tattoos at once, like a psychopath, but it's one way to do it, is to just desecrate your entire body at a low moment in your life. And I say this as someone with tattoos. Mm-hmm. And had I known that white people were going to start sleeving themselves in them, I never would have got mine, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. But she looks less like a congresswoman and, more like a woman who goes into Starbucks and still takes forever with her very specific order every day.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I could see that. I could see it. She kind of strikes me as someone who's about to get her groove back in a film, and I just feel like
yes.
I don't know. It's a weird step, I will say.
Yes, instead of going to Jamaica, she just goes to a biker club and lets them run a train on her. That seems to be the look. And I'm not saying she's not attractive.
She looks great.
Is.
She looks great. It's not bad. I mean, it's just an interesting move for someone to make in her position.
Yeah, 9 tattoos at once is an interesting move for anybody if you've ever had one. It's not exactly pain-free, but she needed the pain because she likes it.
Apparently so. Nancy Mace's unpredictable
She
career.
likes to get choked.
Again, I don't.
You know it, though. You know she's somebody who's like, choke me, and you're like, this is going to end up being bad for me, and I'm going to leave.
Mm-hmm. Nancy Mace's unpredictable career is up in the air after finishing last in the South Carolina primary, which I don't think she actually was last. She was fifth. So there were some minor candidates.
Oh, that's still good.
That were below her. Now, she's talking about, like, this is another part of this day that kind of drives me nuts, which is like, you come out, you're a famous person, you're on television all the time, you get 9 tattoos in seemingly like a week. Then you go on television over and over and over again in sleeveless outfits, right? Tank tops and such. And then you're all offended that people are talking about you and your tattoos. She says, thoughts and prayers to all those affected by my sleeves. Made the mistake of opening my social media this afternoon. Some of y'all are out of control. My biceps should not be a news story. We have more important things to worry about. Goodness and God bless America. And she has this picture associated with it, again, with her sleeves on full display. Again, like, are we supposed to believe she wasn't trying to get attention for this, Dave? I just every single thing she's done since she's decided to get these tattoos has been to show them off. And frankly, like, it seemed like she really wanted people to talk about her, and now she's saying she doesn't.
Well, I like the move of getting 9 tattoos, taking, pictures like this, which again, boy, was I right about the OnlyFans thing. But then she goes online to then play victim once she gets the response to the tattoos. It's a little weird. It's like, obviously you put them online to get a reaction. You and I are talking about it. And look, I know tons of girls who are sleeved in tattoos. Angela, who was on our show, has more tattoos than that. But other than it's just tattoos. But if you're going to do 9 at once and then take a bunch of photos of yourself with, your breasts pushed together in a low cut top, people are going to make comments. I think you know that.
Everybody knows that. There's nothing wrong, like, you're going to get tattoos, you're going to get tattoos. You want to go through something, you're going to deal with it. And any way that you can, great. But, like, you obviously know, especially someone who's as social media savvy as Nancy Mace is, which has been like kind of like her calling card since the beginning of her career. I think, generally speaking, it's going to be noticed, and she should probably expect that. Now, remember, she was, going back through her history a little bit here, Dave, she was the first woman to graduate from the Citadel's Corps of Cadets. She tried to beat Lindsey Graham at one point and lost. She then worked with Trump's presidential campaign in 2016. She won a House seat in 2017 and 2018. She won a re-election in 2018 again after winning the primary. 2020, she wins the GOP primary again and then upsets a representative, 50.6 to 49.3, very close race. She then in 2021, after all the very pro-Trump profile, after 2021, January 6th, she then kind of flips on Trump, becomes anti-Trump. She stays alive politically through that process. Then she kind of flips again and gets reconciled with Trump. Then again, she becomes another anti-Trump person later on. She then goes on the House floor. And one of the strangest parts, and I don't know what the hell went on here, but this has to contribute to a very unpredictable life in the way you handle things. She accuses her ex-fiancé of assault and secretly filming her sexually. She also alleges he and others were involved in the sexual exploitation of women. He denies all of this. She then goes on the House floor in a House hearing and displays a censored nude image of herself, accusing him once again of having recorded it. Has a bunch of different, more controversies. Then decides to run for governor, finishes 5th. Then we're getting into the tattoo land. There's just a lot here, and I don't know. Some of her comments are we could joke about it, but it's like legitimately worrisome. Like I when you hear someone start talking about I need to feel pain and I'll never be able to recognize myself for who I am and I'll never be comfortable with myself and like I don't know, man. It seems like you're going down a real dark road there.
Yes, and I was right about the choking thing. See, she clearly wanted that to happen and then used it by going like, look, he abuses me. I'm telling you.
Wow.
I was right. I'm telling you right now.
might be.
I'm telling you that's what happened.
Look, I come to you, Dave, because of your worldly knowledge. You understand these situations better than most. I feel like you've met a plethora of different types of people going through different types of trauma.
I've met many whores.
Well, that too. By the way, the tattoo thing, not
godless whores.
not just exclusive to Nancy Mace. We also have the very, very hot Rosa DeLauro getting a tattoo on her 80th birthday.
Oh, God.
Beautiful, beautiful. Also, the very attractive John Fetterman has a bunch of tattoos on his... He said these are tattoos of people who died in his city while he was mayor. Is that true? That seems like a weird thing to brag about. I got all these people.
He's got to be the only Zionist who's tattooed serial numbers on himself.
Yeah, thank God. Lauren Boebert. She got this nice, that's a wonderful, beautiful tattoo. And I think though
39-year-old grandmother tattoo. I'm telling you. 39-year-old grandmother tattoo right there.
The other thing is maybe this is the new trend. Like when you have an unfortunate election defeat, you tattoo yourself. The staff made up a few of these possibilities. Thomas Massey with the spider webs tattoo. Could be.
Why is he jacked?
I know he is jacked.
Like everybody, like she's hot. This guy's just filled with testosterone, getting spiderweb tattoos. So he looks like the guy that cheated on Sandra Bullock. I don't understand. These are politicians, right?
Now this is an AI image of Thomas. Though I will say, knowing Thomas, he may use this one himself. I think Thomas might just take this one up.
Real.
No.
AI got me.
Mm-hmm. Francesca Hong with the Mike Tyson tattoo. Did this one fool you at all? I like it. I like this one.
I would not be surprised if she got that, to be honest. I think that's very up her alley.
Very possible. How about the Jasmine Crockett anti-Tallarico tattoo? Again, AI generated, but I like it. You know my girl's Jasmine Crockett. I would love this. If this came true, I would be very, very happy about this. And then I want to give you this one. If you remember this scene from the State of the Union, where Al Green put up a sign that says, "Black people aren't apes." Now, he did cover the A, so what it really says to everyone reading it is "Black people rent apes," which, again, was a very strange mistake. The idea was they wanted to make an Al Green tattoo of his famous saying, "Black people aren't apes," or "Black people rent apes." AI would not allow that. They would not allow that. But if you put it in Chinese characters, it would. So that's what apparently we came up with. And I said to the staff, you better have this right. It better be actually "Black people aren't apes," because I'm afraid of what might happen with like some crazy like malfunction on AI with something like this. So that was the intent. "Black people aren't apes," as a quote from our man Al Green. But I'm
not sure AI would do it without that.
Right.
I think I hope it's right.
I hope it's right too. You could try to translate.
I mean, the Chinese do own all of the internet, so it's up to them really. Balls in their courts too.
Very true. And we should. I just want to memorialize also the Al Gore meltdown after he lost and gained like 50 pounds and had a beard and started getting weird massages for his second chakra, allegedly. That was a fun journey. Alan Grayson, by the way, we should mention. I don't know if you remember this guy, Dave, but he was a guy. He was on MSNBC all the time, seen as this really prominent Democratic congressman who was a lawyer, always yelling about how evil the Republicans were throughout this period. Eventually, wound up losing and wound up like having all sorts of accusations about and I think convictions, if I'm not mistaken, about physically abusing his wife for a very long time. Total dirtbag, in my opinion. He's running again for like the 9,000th time. And after multiple meltdowns, and he looks like he will lose again tonight in Florida as we look at those election results roll in. That will be, once again, deserved. I don't know if he's going to get a tattoo or not, but I would just like him to just go away.
I think we definitely need an AI image of Mom Donnie with some Chinese tattoos. I think we dropped the ball there. Otherwise, batting perfect average.
What do you think about the entire speech tattooed on his chest with just also what was it, the theater department, the one word that he had in English also on there? I mean, I didn't support
yes,
that.
the funding for the theater department apparently, yes, the whatever he's going to embezzle money from, allegedly. Is that what you say?
Allegedly
I don't
/
wanna-
accurately. So that's all coming soon. So there you go. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the Mace thing. I hope everything's okay, frankly. After we've had some bad news the last couple of days, I don't want any more bad news. So hopefully everything's okay with Nancy. I'm sure she's fine. Maybe just having a moment of growth in her personal life, Dave. I guess that's where we leave it.
Well, that's true. They are a cry for help, and I think if somebody jumps in to help her, that's a good thing.
There you go. Okay.
I'm married, or I would be happy to help her.
I mean, at least she's getting, I would say, positive attention about her appearance, which people seem to enjoy. That's good.
Oh, she's very attractive. The tattoos just mean she's damaged, which is somehow more attractive. I don't know what it is.
That's how it works in a weird way. Okay,
Yeah.
we need to take a break, Dave. I want to come back and see if you want to see a brand new, all trans casted movie. Yes, it could be coming to theaters soon. We'll tell you about it next. I've talked about one of my favorite sites, fastgrowingtrees.com, before, and I got to say, I got to stop talking about it. I think I'm done. Why? Well, you should know about a big change. They've had a change in their life as well. I don't know if they're getting tattoos to celebrate it, but they are now called not fastgrowingtrees.com, but now trees.com. That's a nice URL. I can't imagine how much that would cost, but good for them. Things must be going well. And it should be with Fast Growing Trees because now trees.com has the same online nursery, much easier name to remember, and they're America's largest and most trusted online nursery. They're great if you're doing something in your yard, if you're doing something around your house, you want to get new trees, you want to get new bushes, new plants, whatever it is. I'm not surprised they're doing well enough to get trees.com because it's a great service and they make it very, very easy for you. Trees.com helps you find plants suited to your climate and growing zone, and their plant experts are available to help you choose whenever you need them. You order online, they deliver it right to your door. You don't get dirt in the back of your SUV as you're trying to bring it home from some big box store. They've got the Alive and Thrive guarantee, which is great as well. I've used them many, many times, and I love trees.com. They do a great job. They've got great deals on planting essentials, up to half off select plants, and listeners to this particular program get 20% off their first purchase when they use the code Stu and Dave at checkout. That's an additional 20% off better plants, better growing at trees.com using the code Stu and Dave at checkout. Trees.com, the code Stu and Dave. Now's the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use the code Stu and Dave to save today. Offers valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply. Well, if you're excited for a brand new all-trans movie, I've got terrible news for you. The Matrix director, Lilly Wachowski, says Hollywood won't finance her new film with trans cast. And I use her intentionally because that's how this article reads. We have no idea what the actual truth of the life of these people are because over and over again they say her when, of course, these are the Wachowski brothers who made the Matrix movies. And now they're called, in the article, the Wachowski sisters. They're best known for helming The Matrix Reloaded, The Matrix Revolutions, alongside her sister, Lana Wachowski, which, of course, is nonsense.
Yes, it is ironic that the guys who made The Matrix got their lives destroyed because of the computer. It's really an interesting thing. Also, the trans thing is the reason why they can't get financing, I think. So the fact that they want to do the entire cast of that is a bit strange to me. But, I mean, I get it. I find it odd, as a twin myself, to both become a woman at the same time.
Right.
It feels a little forced. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. A little forced.
It does feel a little forced, I will say. Like the fourth
if my
Matrix
brother came over
made
today, sorry, go ahead. Just was like, hey, you know what? I think we should both get vaginas. I would say I'm going to pass.
So
but
you would pass on
you
that.
do you.
Mm-hmm. What if there was
I
a
would
2-for-1
pass on
deal?
it. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they were like, look, the only way we're going to get the BOGO offer is if you also remove your penis, Wachowski brother, too. And he said, you know what? You're right. I don't want to. Maybe they care more about a good deal than their own genitalia.
I'm a man's man, but I'm not leaving this value on the floor. You know, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you don't want to just give up on something that's a good offer.
Right, that's true.
So I get it. And I mean, if you look at that photo, beautiful woman. Beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure.
Really tricks everyone.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Right on the borderline.
With that Rocky Dennis face. Just Rocky Dennis, female librarian.
So, because I would say, now look, is it true, Dave, that they can't get this funded because it's an all-trans cast? I mean, I think the answer to that is quite obviously no. I don't know what their funding levels are looking like. If they're looking to make a $200 million Matrix-style extravaganza, probably not going to get that funded. To do some sort of indie film, it probably get more funding with an all-trans cast, frankly. But like, I think the real reason why they can't get funding for the Wachowski brothers from the Matrix franchise is because of at least the third and fourth Matrix. Like, both of them were absolutely horrible. I would think the second one, honestly, pretty much sucked too. First one's a masterpiece. I don't know what happened.
The first one is.
They lost all the ability to do anything after that. Every single thing they've attempted has been terrible since.
I agree. I don't like any of the other Matrixes. I think 2 and 3 were still hits, though.
They did okay.
But then the fourth one that I think did not do well at all. And that was fairly recent, I think, in the last couple of years.
I think that was a Netflix release, if I'm not mistaken. All I know is I was like, you know what?
Might have been.
I was like, I liked the first one. The second and third one were fine. You know, like not fine. They were bad, but they were like
it was bad.
The same way a John Wick sequel is kind of bad, right? Like it was we were still in the same universe, which was a universe I enjoyed, so I could put up with them. The fourth one was legitimately, Dave, one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. It was as if these people had absolutely no idea how to make a movie. It was honestly in the realm of what would happen if you gave the guy who made The Room $100 million budget to make a sci-fi movie. It was like that
Tommy
bad.
Wiseau.
Tommy, yes, who, by the way, I love for many reasons.
Yes.
But like, it was that bad. It was as if it was someone who's never made a movie. It was like, you know what? I know I'm 50. I've been an accountant my whole life. I'm gonna give this a shot. And like that's what it was like. It was legitimately horrible, unwatchable. It was so bad.
Yes, I agree. It was a lot like the sequel to Independence Day, which did have the original director and is one of the worst movies ever. Like it's not fun in a bad way. It's just a terrible movie. And it's like, did you watch the first one and realize why it was so great? Sure, it's cheesy and over the top, but that was the idea of the blockbuster fun of it. Independence Day 2 is just an abomination, which is also what Matrix 4 is. And I like Keanu Reeves. I want to like it, but I don't like it.
That's interesting because I recently rewatched Independence Day. On July 4th weekend, I think. I was like, we were looking for something to do, and I was like, kids, I haven't shown them lots and lots of movies. So I was like, let me show you.
Are you bragging that you have cable that has the USA channel?
No. That's not something people brag about, Dave, just so you know.
Not
even the
like
people who run the network even brag about such
Where do
things.
you work? Nowhere.
No, I'm unemployed. I'm a vagrant. The Independence Day, I saw after we were done, it said, do you want to watch Independence Day 2? And I was like, you know what? I remember this coming out. I remember it not doing that great, but like I wanted to kind of see it at the time. And I never got to it. Should I watch it? And I think you've given me my answer. Absolutely not.
It's horrific. Do not waste your time. Just go get 9 tattoos instead.
Okay.
It'll pay off more than watching that movie.
All right. Well, I'll have to take your advice on that. I think that's probably good advice. We have another story, Dave, I want to get to here in a second. which is a story about someone in Detroit getting kicked off the air for saying something inappropriate that is not named Dave Landau. It's a shocking turn of events. We'll get to it next. All right, before we go on to our next story, Dave, I have to go back to the Matrix thing for a second. We got to that break, and I was actually thinking, did I hallucinate that there was a fourth Matrix? Is that even a real thing? I remember it being so bad, but like maybe I just like I'm mixing it up with something else. No, it is real. It is called the Matrix Resurrections.
Resurrect, more like no erections, since the brothers who made it are ladies now.
There you go. That seems like a sort of a trite comment, but it's just an accurate scientific fact.
It is, and it looks. And I think it was made during COVID, so that's why it was very bad. I mean, it was very bad for a lot of reasons.
It was really bad for a lot of reasons. Yeah. So a couple of things on this. First of all, it was Lilly Wachowski who directed. So they only got one of the sisters to come over for this movie, which is interesting. They got both of them to come over to change genders, but only one of them would commit to this piece of crap.
Yes. I think that's true. Only one of them's like, look, I'll do a lot of things, but I'm not making this film.
It's unbelievable. So this comes out. It's absolute. I mean, Dave, trust me when I say it's absolutely terrible. At some point, if you're bored on a plane or something, you're always on a plane, you're going from show to show. Spend 90 minutes with this piece of crap and tell me how terrible it is. But like, the other thing about this is, it's got a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. 63 freaking percent, which is the only reason that could possibly occur is because they're like, well, it's a trans director. We have to be nice to her. That's the only way. So I don't buy this lack of funding excuse at all. You're going to get more money if you come up with your woke ideology, at least in that period for sure. But I think even today, you could at least get an indie film produced with a small budget. But that's just come on. That has to be a gift from the woke gods to give that film a 63%.
It would be. I'm going to check right now. Yeah, because you're right. Matrix 3, when people didn't know as much about it, 33%.
Yeah, and that was bad. But this was way worse than Matrix 3. Way worse.
Yeah, way worse. Yeah, way worse. So Matrix 3 gets that, and yeah, that was 2010.
Yeah,
that was 2003. So yeah, that was before they gave it what it really deserved. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden they make a worse film and they're like, I don't know, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, because that is basically what happens, right? That's the woke thing in full fledged right there. But like, because when they were being judged as like, your average straight brothers, everyone's like, this sucks. And now we're like, well, they're trans. It must be, let's double the rating. It's just completely ridiculous. Okay, I want to get to one more story, Dave, before we move on, because this one's interesting. And it's happening in your backyard. You're a Michigan guy. This is Fox 2. It's a Detroit affiliate, WJBK, responded to former anchor Taryn Asher's sex discrimination lawsuit, claiming Asher was rightfully terminated for unprofessional workplace behavior and outbursts. And I guess she was caught on open mic talking about other people in the workplace. Let me give you that sound.
Okay, because Sean just came in here and said something about marking off. Go ahead. I don't think you are. You're walking out really angry. Bitch. Jeez, oh, Pete. Can I please finish what I'm going to say? What the Grow up.
I mean, it's not that bad.
It seems
right?
fine.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. She's just frustrated, and the other person's berating her, and she's like, geez, oh, Pete's, after she says, bitch. So what's the problem?
Yeah, how can you be mad at anyone who says, geez, oh, Pete's?
Yeah, it's very Michigan right after she says it. She's rightfully just frustrated, and the other person's saying stuff to her too.
Yeah.
So I think she has the right to say that off camera. It's not like she's doing it on the air.
Right, and that's not a meltdown. It's her having a mildly negative interaction with a coworker. I mean, come on. I don't know what the story is with her. Do you know her, Dave? I mean, you're in Detroit. You've obviously done Detroit media.
I've done Detroit media. I think I've met her. I used to do the Fox 2 show. They used to have like a comedy roundtable, and it got canceled. Pretty sure it was because of me. It was never confirmed fully, but they were showing the Trivago guy, and it was his first commercial where he's all like not clean shaven and he looked dirty. And I said, well, of course the hotel rooms are cheaper. He's dismembered a prostitute in all of them. And then after that, apparently, I don't think I was right for morning news.
I am stunned to hear this one didn't work out for you, Dave. It's a shocking admission. All right, we got to take a break. We have to give you a commercial message. Thankfully, thank God, it's not Trivago. Back in a second. A burglar trying to steal your television has a fairly obvious problem, right? Like at some point, he has to physically get in your house. He has to leave carrying a television. That can lead to a lot of attention from around the block, right? But somebody trying to mess with the ownership records connected to your house doesn't necessarily need to come anywhere near your home. In fact, a lot of times this stuff happens overseas. Like people are just going in, they're hacking through records. There's no broken window alarm going off. There's none of that stuff going on. So the first kind of indication that you get is when it's already done, and it has been done for months and months and months and months and months, and you're trying to unwind it. That's where Home Title Lock steps in. Home Title Lock monitors your home. They monitor your home's title. They alert you to any changes that could indicate a title fraud, which is a massive crime. And again, it's like, a lot of times these kind of syndicates overseas doing this stuff, they're going after thousands of these things. If they run into Home Title Lock, they're just going to move on to somebody else, right? They don't want the hassle. Use promo code Stu and Dave at HometitleLock.com. You get a free title history report and a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, 24/7 monitoring of your title records, urgent alerts to any changes. And if fraud does occur, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix it. It's great value. HometitleLock.com. HometitleLock.com. The promo code is Stu and Dave, or use the link below. We would just adore it if you happen to join us at BlazeTV, blazetv.com/Stu and Dave. The code is Stu and Dave. You can save yourself $20 off your subscription. There's a lot of great features that go along with that. You get access to all the great shows on the network, behind the scenes stuff, all sorts of bonus features. And there's a chat going on live in the app as we do the show every day. So we'd love for you to participate there. Comment comes in from Evil Monkey. Evil Monkey holds. I've been to, this is about our conversation yesterday talking about Popeyes, Dave. I've been to half a dozen local Popeyes. I don't think I've seen people sitting down eating there except one location. Video clips have taught people the best way to avoid an errant flying chair is to take the Popeyes to go. I mean, that's wisdom.
It is. It's learning a lesson and sticking with that lesson.
Certainly is. Also, I had a suggestion. We were talking about hibachi restaurants. You got to open up a breakfast hibachi. I'd be at a breakfast hibachi every single day. 84 Durango points out, however, we already have a breakfast hibachi. It's called Waffle House. He's kind of
He's
true.
not wrong.
No, it's kind of accurate.
He's not wrong. I would say that's correct.
I will say, though, the problem with, and I don't know if I want this to happen at Waffle House, but you need to have that thing right in front of you where they're doing it to you. Like they have their backs turned to you at Waffle House, I think, for a reason. They don't. They kind of want to cover up at least part of the grill and see what's going on there. But I don't care. I still freaking love Waffle House, and frankly, Popeyes is probably really good too. So, despite our anti-Popeyes propaganda yesterday. Okay, Dave, DaveLandau.com for tickets. Going to be all over the country. Look at all these dates. There's a plethora of them to see.
Yeah, just come out to any of them. August 20th. That's this Thursday. Cleveland Hilarities. Come out. Yeah,
come do that. And join us tonight for live election results coverage for the primaries tonight on PredictableShow.com and on YouTube. I'm going to be on Blaze TV's YouTube as well.